So somebody commented on one of my videos that if their kid like talks crazy to them, they're gonna slap them. So, and I said, well, be ready for the slap back. And then I kind of said, like, you being in the, abusive parent is not the flex you think it is, because they were like, well, they're gonna get their face broken. And then my mom had a reaction and said, let's make a video. So what's up?
Okay, first and foremost, I think today is different. Today is different. I think it started when it goes back to school, when they said that when parents cannot discipline their kids physically, okay? And so with that being said, when I grew up, that was the only way I knew to be disciplined, as well as getting your because we had our own private line. I had two sisters and myself. We had our own private line upstairs.
What's the line?
Telephone.
Oh, telephone, sorry.
Yeah, and so she would unplug it. My mom would unplug it. And for, whatever we did for 9 weeks, we were on punishment, meaning that we couldn't go out and play with friends. We couldn't go do no extracurricular activities. We couldn't talk on the phone to our friends. She wasn't having none of that.
Excuse me.
God bless.
Thank you.
And so, it was a different day and time. And see, my mother and father, I don't know about y'all, but, the baby boomers, I think I might have had an extension cord taken to me one or two times.
But isn't that I don't believe in that.
Well, that's what you don't believe in, because I didn't raise you like that.
But what was your reaction to that video?
About,
like, when I said that and you said let's have a conversation. Come on, let's talk. What was that coming from?
Dakota, you don't understand. What you don't understand is that you're my child still. I don't care how old you are. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It should come with respect, just automatically, because of. Let me tell you something.
What does respect mean to you? What does that look like?
What does it look like to you?
I'm asking you.
No. What does it look like
if you're the one telling me that you demand respect, then you should tell me what that means.
Dakota, what I'm saying is this right here. I don't want to hear no talking back, okay? Don't get sassy.
What if you say something crazy?
What if who say something crazy?
You.
I'm not talking crazy. It's going to be you. Because when I was growing up, Dakota, it was never that my parents were talking crazy. It was always us.
So you can't say anything crazy. It's always me.
I can, but within it, you are not to try and change or, let me say what I'm going to say.
Can I say something to you?
No.
That sounds crazy.
You sound crazy because it's a thing called respect, Dakota.
Respect is not letting somebody run all over you.
It's not about running over you. Dakota, no, it's not.
If you start saying something crazy to me.
Dakota, let me tell you something. Respect. Let me show you something about respect. Respect got you to where you are.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, let's say respect got me to where I am. Okay, great. I am appreciative for what you did to contribute to where I am, for sure. But does that mean that now you can say anything you want to me, even if it's reckless and crazy and wild?
How long have you known me?
30 years.
Do you really know me?
Are you serious?
Do you really know me?
I think so. Do I know?
Okay,
is there something about you I don't know?
So you know what you know? That at times I can be reckless.
Uh-huh.
Do you not know that?
Oh, I know that very well. That's the boundaries.
And so within it, you know what? That's when grace is given.
So anytime you go reckless, I'm supposed to show you grace.
When you were coming up, your cousin Karima taught you something. She said, don't say nothing, Dakota. Just say, okay, and keep on moving.
That's what she did.
And
that's not what I'm going to do. That's not who I am.
Okay.
That's not it for me. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. It's just not for me.
Okay.
What I am is respectful.
What do you call respectful?
I think if you're saying something crazy to me, I say, hey, love you, but that is an unacceptable way for us to interact with each other, so I'm going to leave.
No, you don't. You never say that to me, Dakota. You have never said that to me, and let me tell you why.
I didn't say I've said that to you. I'm saying that to me is respect. You asked me what was I thinking was respect.
Okay, but you don't do that.
What do I do?
You start screaming and hollering.
I'm the first one to go to a hotel. I'm the first one to leave. Is it not true? Every time that since we've been in quarantine, since like COVID and stuff, whenever there's a problem, what do? I leave. I just go.
Yeah, because you know what? Your mouth is reckless.
No, I know your mouth is reckless and it gets me angry, so I leave.
but it's because your mouth is reckless. I get angry and I become reckless because I don't like the way you talk to me.
Mom,
no, hold
what
on.
do I say to you that's so bad?
What? First of all, lower your voice.
Oh my God, this is shenanigans.
Lower
this
your
is
voice.
The days of my life is what I like to call the soap opera.
Dakota, lower your voice. Okay, and don't talk to me aggressive. You're very aggressive. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God.
Stop that.
And now I'm the aggressive person.
You are.
You said 5 seconds ago you could talk to me any kind of way you want, reckless. And I was supposed to just stand for it and give you grace.
Dakota.
But now I'm so terrible and I'm always so aggressive.
You're very aggressive. Dakota, when you speak to me very aggressive. There's no passion there. There's no grace. There's no mercy there. You don't possess that with me. Do that with the people on Wall Street. Don't treat your mama like that.
Mom, I give you the most grace. I've been giving you grace for ages.
What's ages and you ain't but 30?
I'm half of your age. For all my life, I've been giving you grace.
That devil is a lie.
When did I stop giving you grace? Tell me the details.
When 13.
When I came out and you basically told me that being gay was disgusting.
I wasn't raised with being gay being acceptable, Dakota.
Okay, well, that's your life and this is my life, but I'm not going to accept you violating my boundaries. You can think what you want, but don't say things to me that are crazy. Because I can't accept that.
And you know what, like how you're talking to me right now? I think that's a reckless mouth.
I don't think so. I don't think that you should be able to talk to me any way you want. I don't
Dakota,
think so.
let me say something to you. You know, and when I was growing up, and when my parents were growing up, and everybody before my parents, we bet not say a word.
I hate that they abuse you all like that.
Hold on. It's not about abuse.
It was.
That's how you see it. That's not how we saw it. We saw it as discipline. Now, let me say this to you. You know, when we were all coming up, you know, regardless, you know, there was a saying, kids are to be seen, never heard. I didn't do that with you, but that's how my parents were raised. I was raised. My parents were raised. That's how they were all raised. Kids are never to be heard, only to be seen.
So you're saying this to me now because what? You're saying, oh my God.
No, what I did was I allowed you to say what you wanted to say. And you know, Dakota, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think your mouth is reckless. I think you can be the epitome of disrespectful. All you think,
the whispering is sending me.
Okay, whatever. You heard that on some message. You know, every time you hear something on the messages, you want to throw it at me.
The whispering is kind of funny.
No. Dakota.
Why are you whispering like that?
When have I not?
Please stop.
When have I not?
Sorry. The whispering is a lie. I'm sorry.
Dakota,
keep going.
No, Dakota. That's because that's what you read in the comments. Don't do that with me, Dakota. Don't do that with me. That's what I don't like. When you try to make me look bad. Don't do that with me, Dakota.
I'm making you look bad. I'm just saying
Dakota, I don't like that. I think that's the epitome of I would never try to shame my mother to the world or my father. Never.
You said, why are you whispering?
Dakota. No. Dakota, I read the messages too and the responses. I read them too. I read all the messages. You just started saying that when somebody said that, the whisper. I don't want to hear that from you or whoever said it.
The whispering is kind of like...
No, Dakota, you know,
it's a
Dakota.
universal code. It seems like people have with doing this.
No, that's what you just learned. That's what you just learned with the millennials.
No, I always thought the whispering was kind of weird.
No.
I just didn't say much about it because I was like, well, this is normalized in my household.
Okay.
But I'm so thankful.
And so, you know what? Everybody who sees us and reads all this, they weren't raised in our household. It was you.
But they were raised in microcosms of our household because it sounded like everybody's mom was doing the same thing.
I wonder why.
Because they got traumatized by their parents too.
I wonder why.
Because of slavery.
I wonder why.
Because people wanted free labor.
I wonder why.
Because money makes the world go around and free labor is better than paid labor if you want to make profits.
So where do you start to blame? Do you start to blame or do you start to change?
Well, I'm saying we should start changing, but you're saying we should start sitting here accepting the same stuff.
No,
over
that's
and
not
over.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that don't come down on me like a hammer. Don't do that. I'm going to.
But I feel like everybody was kind of raised in this household in the same way because I think a lot of people have these experiences with their parents that are like the same, similar, like the same thing.
Like what? Dakota, the only
problematic.
No, Dakota.
Don't want you to say nothing.
Dakota,
you
let me.
problem. They give them grace. Let them run all over you.
No, Dakota, because let me tell you something. When you were coming up, you and I only had one problem.
I cleaning my room. But then you just said a little while ago that at 13 we started having problems.
Well, yeah, we did. Okay, so let's do one thing at a time.
Okay, so that was me being a kid too. So I'm saying,
I know.
Saying,
see how you want to just force boom, 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 boom.
Mom,
you do.
love playing the victim, child.
No, you like making me the victim, but I refuse to be that.
You were not the victim.
I know I'm not. Well, and neither are you. And neither are you.
I would disagree about that.
I beg to disagree as well.
But I think that, everybody can play the villain and the victim sometimes. So I'll take that. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. But I think that, like, the idea that you can have unlimited bulldozing of your child and treat them any kind of way you want, and they're supposed to just sit there and say, well, it's my mom.
Dakota, it's my dad. Dakota, when did I bulldoze you?
The whole time.
No, give me an example.
Sorry, you always love that example. What is that? Sorry. You said what?
Give me an example of me bulldozing you.
I think maybe in the course of this video.
For instance, such as?
Let's think of a good example of a time that you bulldozed me.
No, you said this video. Pull it out.
I'm not going to pull it up right now because I have to stop this video, but let me talk about a time that you bulldozed me. I think a time that you bulldozed me is when we all sat around the table with my uncle, aunts, and stuff like that. And we talked about, for example, you not liking the house and me saying, well, you did like the house. We picked it together. And everybody kind of goes around and says like, no, it's not true. Even though I'm saying there are examples of how it's true because you moved in here as an example.
Well, where did the bulldozing come in?
The gang up, the making me feel
no.
The gaslighting.
No, from me.
From the whole group, it was the gaslighting.
No, you said, I want to know bulldozing from me.
Okay. Let's think about it like, I'll just go back to an easy time. Let's say when I was 13.
I knew you was going there.
Well,
you always want to go there, Dakota.
It's just an easy thing because you're asking for examples on Johnny on the spot at 9:25 at night.
Okay, don't pound.
No, that's
calm your voice.
That's you trying to play.
Calm your voice.
That's you playing the victim. Mm-hmm. That's you playing the victim, and I think sometimes that's really you playing the victim and wanting to seek sympathy. Right. But it's okay.
No, I'm not seeking sympathy. I don't need sympathy. I don't.
I think that is you seeking sympathy. No,
and I beg to differ.
What do you think that is?
Nothing.
But like, why do you do that and say you're pounding your fit? Like as if you're like
because
afraid or something. That's which is crazy. That's why I'm looking at you like, what are you talking? You talk about things like you're pounding your fist or doing.
You are very aggressive with your words, with your actions.
Okay, so you don't like
with your sounds. You're very, and I understand you were the great debater, but you know what, Dakota? You are, when you debate, you have to go after somebody.
But those are charged things to say to black men. Quite frankly.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about?
Because black men are don't do that. Because black men are frequently pegged as aggressive in a way that like makes them seem violent. So I take it really offensively when somebody says I'm aggressive, because for black women, I think that's also painted, but people don't think about it as aggression. For black men, when you're told you're aggressive, it means like you are violent, and I'm just not. So I don't like being painted.
So is that what you get from aggressive?
Yeah, and I think that's what the world thinks about with like aggressive black men. People think violent.
So anyway, we went out for Mother's Day, right?
We did.
And so I said something to you. We were in an Uber, and you said, do you think they're going to try to mess with a big black man?
I don't think so.
So you tell me. Those were your words, right?
Yeah, in the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they view I think a lot of people view black men as aggressive. Naturally, just by like taller, larger black men. Has someone ever
said you were aggressive other than me?
Never in my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've never heard that before about me. I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it's because of the relationship you and I have.
I think there are other people where we have a similar, like, we get into altercations with each other, verbal altercations with each other. I've never been pegged as aggressive by anybody before. They may say you're combative. They may say you are argumentative. They may say that you...
And what does all that equal to?
It's different than aggressive for a black man because...
Well, what do you describe... give me the definition, your definition of aggressive.
I would say that, like, I definitely have a tendency to debate. I have a tendency to be interrogative. I have a tendency to be... maybe even harsh with words. Harsh with words is different than aggressive. That's all I'm saying. You're talking about things like I'm pounding my fist, and you're kind of like painting this roar up of like this really like aggressive person who's gonna break something.
And you said you're what?
I can be harsh with words. Yeah, I can be that.
And when someone is harsh with you, verbally, it's a beatdown.
Bye. Come on.
That's what he says.
You love this narrative because you like to deflect.
You can say what you want to say, Dakota, but you know what? I'm standing 10 toes on what I said.
Do it. It's great, but it's deflection.
Okay, Dakota, that's a lie.
It is deflection.
Dakota, that's
because
a lie.
you want to paint me as aggressive because you want to avoid taking accountability for when you're reckless, like you said at the beginning. You think I'm supposed to just sit there. That's what you said at the beginning of the video.
I sure did, because you know what, Dakota? I'm your mother. And not that you have to agree with it, but just respect it. Respect that it's okay to agree to disagree.
Agreed. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is that respect does not look like sitting there with my hands and toes and fingers crossed saying, okay.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It looks just like that.
I don't think so. I think that if you're being rude and mean to me, then I'm going to say I am going to exit stage left and I don't want to be a part of this.
Okay, you know what? I can remember feeling like that with my parents. Had I said that, they would have knocked all the teeth out my mouth.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but like I said, I hate that for you. That's terrible. You didn't deserve that. I'm talking like, Frank, you didn't deserve that. Frank, you did not deserve that. I'm serious. That's terrible. Terrible. That should not have been your reality. I'm sorry to hear that for you. I'm not taking that as my life and no way. Now, we can both just be respectful with each other and not ever have that problem. Oh my God.
Why are you so loud? Break it down.
We can be respectful with each other and never have that problem. Oh my God. That's the easiest thing for us to do. We can just all be nice. We can never talk reckless to each other and treat each other like humans and just never have to deal with that.
That'll never happen with you. Because the first time I say do this or do that, Dakota, you're like, you always have an excuse and you just go into you just spaz on me.
When you tell me do this or do that, give me an example.
Okay, like I was telling you. Okay, you let your dog poop on the floor over there.
I didn't see it.
And I've been telling you, I said, Dakota, because I'm not cleaning up that. It's enough for me to clean up my upstairs. And so he was like, well, no, I'm going to get it. I said, no, Dakota, please get it now.
And I did.
Yeah, but you know.
There was no aggression like what you try to paint. I just said, okay, and I went and got it. I did. And it's clean.
You know what, Dakota? Thank you.
I'm not asking for thanks. I'm just saying that I didn't do what you're saying. You're just trying to make up these examples that don't
You think
exist.
we should lock the door tonight? All the doors.
You trying to be vindictive to someone?
No, not vindictive. I just want to make sure we're safe.
Chill. You love switching the subject.
No, Dakota, let me tell you something. You see it one way, I see it something altogether different. And the jump, from baby boomers to millennials, that jump.
Well, let's agree to disagree.
It was huge because...
Well, it went to Gen X first, which you're kind of on the cusp of boomers and Gen... People are always like, I can't believe your mom's a boomer because she doesn't look like she's a boomer because 60 is literally right at the edge of boomer. Just like I'm right at the edge of Gen Z. I'm like the exact year of Gen Z. Like the last millennial. Like the last year millennial.
So what they mean I don't look like
They think you look young.
Washing.
Anyway, they said 60. They said you don't look like you're 60.
Well, thank you.
But you are a boomer, technically.
Technically.
Yeah.
I am.
But you were saying there's a big jump between millennials and the boomers.
There is, because the boomers were still letting, whatever your parents said, that was it. It was fine, a point blank period. And then here come millennials. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to do... I'm like, shut up.
But I don't want to take your disrespect.
That's Dakota.
Instead of disrespecting you, I'd rather find respect for both of us and just leave the situation.
Okay, that's how you feel?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I would love to make
All I want to do is, like Dakota with me, once I say what I say, that's it for me. Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know. You're going to always say what you're going to say.
But you know what, Dakota? It's not something I keep adding to. And I walk, and I'm done. I'm through. I walk away. Mm-hmm. So you make, and so you go into all these theatrics.
Well, I say I'm not going to accept it and I'm going to leave because that's what I'm going to do. If you say something crazy to me, in my opinion, instead of being disrespectful, I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm not accepting that with my boundaries, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to exit stage left from the conversation. I don't want to be part of it anymore. And you don't want to accept that because you want me to sit there and
no, it's not that I
go back and forth with you, which I don't want to do.
No. It's not no back and forth because, see, you can't go back and forth with me. That's disrespectful, and that's what I've been telling you for years. I'll never forget when you graduated from Brown, mm-hmm. I moved you to New York City. Mm-hmm. You and Timothy were dating. Mm-hmm. Timothy wanted to run around and see all the fireworks. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I asked him, I said, Timothy, go upstairs. Go into Dakota's apartment. You and I sat on that bench, and I told you, I said, your mouth is, and you were 18. No, you were 18. I said,
okay.
No. And you were what, 20?
I had to be 2021. I was just graduating college.
Okay, yeah, you were 20. Mm-hmm. And I told you how reckless your mouth was. Yeah, and I told you and let me tell you something.
I wasn't going to accept you. You were being really rude and mean to me. At the time, you still didn't like the fact that I was gay and dating Timothy. And
I didn't like Timothy.
Well, all those things. But what I'm saying is that I was not going to sit there and let you be really rude and disrespectful to me. So it was you pegged my mouth as being so terrible. That's just me saying, hey, I'm not going to accept you doing this and that to me. I just wasn't going to accept it.
And I was saying the same thing to him. Within it, you're not going to talk to me reckless because, see, I put too much into it. I believed in you before you believed in yourself.
What is the guilt tripping for?
It's not about guilt tripping.
Does that give you an unlimited pass to beat me down?
Okay, Dakota. See, this is what I'm talking about.
What do you mean? The whisper.
No, this is what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? It doesn't give you an unlimited pass to beat me down because you did all these nice things for me.
I'm not asking for an unlimited pass to beat you down, but I don't want you to ask for it either.
Mom, you really are contradicting yourself.
No, Dakota, because you know what? Let me tell you something, Dakota. I'm 60, you're 30. Mm-hmm. Okay. You did Ivy. I did regular. You're very intelligent.
Okay.
You really are. And so within it, your words go a long way. Mm-hmm. I don't have the ability to give you your words like you give them to me. Mm-hmm. I don't have and possess the ability to say everything I want to say and it be cohesive. Mm-hmm. I don't. But and then every time I feel like I'm not doing those things, you take it upon yourself to tear it apart. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that.
Do you think that maybe the larger thing, I kind of heard something new in what you're saying. Do you think that, like, does that difference in our communication patterns and styles make you more angry? Because sometimes I feel like it does.
I'm not more angry. As a matter of fact, I'm proud of you, but what I don't want you to do is use it against me.
Yeah, I think what happens is, like, if I was saying the same things in different words, you might not feel as triggered.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's the answer.
Maybe it is, Dakota, because you know what? What you've been doing, it's painful.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, that is a you thing. You're taking what I'm saying in a different way because of it's Ivy or whatever it is that you would describe. But what I'm saying is that it's just the same thing as me saying regular words. Just for me, these are my regular words. This is the only way I know how to communicate. It's the only way I know how to communicate. So I think what maybe you're taking as me being like this verbal lashing, maybe this is a good breakthrough. I think what you're sometimes taking as like a verbal lashing is just my regular communication style.
I see it with everybody.
What do you mean?
I see your communication style with everybody. Mm-hmm. And basically it is like that. Now, some people you give grace.
I don't think it's not giving grace because I use certain words.
Dakota, I'm speaking, please. Mm-hmm. Some people you give grace. Mm-hmm. You have an Auntie A, you have an Unc, and you have an Auntie T, Troy. Mm-hmm. You give them grace. But when it comes to me, you hold my feet to the fire. And you know what, Dakota? You have really gone off on me on several occasions. I mean, just loud screaming, and it was embarrassing. And more than embarrassing, it was hurtful. Why would you raise your voice and talk to your
mother? What did I say? What were the occasions?
Dakota, I can't remember, but I remember Vanessa was here cleaning the house.
Let's relitigate them.
No,
I just talking about them, just saying I was screaming that's not useful. Talk to me about what I did. What were we talking about? What was the thing that I was so mad about?
You get mad about anything regarding money. You go off. You just go off the deep edge. You do. And I'm like, okay, Dakota, whatever. I hate to even come. Like I said to you, I said, Dakota, can I get a loan? I asked you tonight. She said, and I paid. And I'm like, okay, Dakota, whatever.
No, what I said was I'm already paying for our vacation. So why should I? What is the loan?
$100 until May 30th.
Yeah, but I think that that is not okay. Anyway, let's move on. I think
he owed me $30 anyway.
Okay. Why are they barking like that? Is there all yet?
Maybe. Do they text you and let you know who's coming through the gate?
He has a pass now.
He can't get that revoked.
Anyway, I thought this was making progress, but I don't know that really this conversation...
No, it did, Dakota, because what I said to you is this right here. We speak in 2 different languages.
We do. It doesn't make me bad for the way I speak.
Okay, but and I'm not saying, okay, in your opinion, but in my opinion, it's hurtful. And you know what? You can't change how I feel. I'm not going to try and change how you feel. Let's agree to disagree. But for me, as a mother, a single mother,
because I went to an Ivy League school and have intellectual thoughts that come out of my mouth doesn't make what I'm saying mean.
That's your opinion. And I respect it.
Mom, you're saying that because I went to an Ivy League school and say things in an intellectual way that I'm inherently being mean.
Dakota, you can be.
But you're saying that by itself is mean.
Dakota, what I'm saying is that because of what you've been exposed to, going to Ivy League with those Ivy League kids and everything, when you came home, I was like, who is he? Hold up, wait a minute now. Who you talking to? I don't care what they do with their parents, but you know who I am and what I've been to you. And so you're and every month I flew you home. Every month. The first year in Brown, every month.
I think where you get disconnected is I'm not ungrateful about those things because I have a perspective on the way that I feel like I should be treated. That doesn't mean that I'm invalidating all the things that you did to support me. I'm very thankful for them, and I appreciate you.
And within it, you give grace and respect, Dakota.
And I feel like I do in so many ways. I don't think saying my thoughts about the way I feel like you're treating me is me not giving you grace. It's just me pouring into the relationship and saying, hey, I actually think these boundaries need to be set so this relationship can be fruitful.
That's the first time I've ever heard it like that from you.
Okay, well, we're talking. I mean, that's the point of us having these kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
I think it's good. It's just me saying, hey, I love our relationship with each other, but hey, sometimes there's some things we gotta kind of work this out a little bit.
I agree.
And it's fair on both sides. I'm not saying it's one side. I'm saying on both sides. There's stuff we gotta work out.
I agree.
But don't take me saying things in a way that I feel like maybe feels disconnected from you because it seems whatever the way I phrase it, the words and vocabulary or something as being something mean because it is something that feels less accessible.
And Dakota, let me say something else to you.
Okay,
so anyway, not only were you a debater in high school and a great debater, then you went to Ivy League, and then you went to Wall Street. The characteristics that you developed in those areas can sometimes be extremely hurtful to me. On Wall Street, you don't get to Wall Street by being nice. You get to Wall Street by being cutthroat. Only thing I'm saying is that take me out of that pile. and put me over here.
I just think that you're calling cutthroat something that I don't even associate with my career. You're calling cutthroat just saying, hey, look, I'm just not going to accept this pattern of behavior from you, so we need to change this. Or like, I'm going to have to kind of exit out of this situation because that's not going to work for me. Why are you looking at me like that? What's wrong with saying that?
I can say a lot of things, Dakota. I really can. You know, it's just that because you're my only child and I love you like I love you.
And I love you too. Why are you looking like that?
Never mind. I can't even finish my sentence.
Please do.
No, because you're so quick to interrupt. Never mind.
All I said was I love you too.
Okay, but you could have said that after I got my thought out.
Okay. Did you just lose the thought, maybe?
Maybe.
That's also okay. I was just saying I love you too. I don't think that... You chill. I was just saying that I loved you too. That wasn't interrupting you. I was just like...
You did interrupt me. And you know I had COVID 4 times and I have brain fog. And you know, it's hard for me to concentrate. And you always say I'm deflecting. And I hate that because I'm not deflecting. Sometimes, Dakota, I'm trying to remember within it.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm trying to remember.
So don't call it, I interrupted you, I'm so terrible. Just say, hey, I forgot my thought.
No, Dakota, you did just interrupt me.
Okay, all I said was I love you too.
And that was an interruption. And you know my brain fog is real.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. It's hard to say what you're saying. Sorry, it's like I'm trying.
Why is he laughing at me?
I'm trying to think what you're saying.
Dakota, why are you laughing at me?
Really, I swear.
No, Dakota, why are you laughing at me when I talk about my brain fog and how it's hard for me to remember and stay on track?
I'm not laughing at you because of that.
Yes, well, what you laughing about?
The deflection.
You call it deflection. I'm telling you it's brain fog. So your perception is...
It's you saying that I'm interrupting you by saying I love you, and then you saying it's because you're brain fog, and now you're saying...
Dakota, you know it's hard for me to stay on track.
You really good. You have every excuse in the book. You really do. You have every like, woo.
You know what?
You have every excuse.
You know what? I'm looking for a husband so that I can get away from you.
Those things shouldn't be mutually exclusive. You should always be able to find a husband. A husband doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm just your son. So you should go find a husband not to get away from me. Why are you trying to get away from me? I think I'm fun to be around. You don't like being around me? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
Nothing. You didn't hear nothing come out my mouth. Nothing.
Well, okay, but what were you saying about
nothing?
Why would you want to find a husband to get away from me?
I have private thoughts, and I think it's okay for me to have those. Don't you?
Yeah, you should be able to have whatever's in your mind. I'm just asking what you said publicly.
Yeah, I did. I said it, Dakota, and it's just that simple. I said it. I said what I said.
Okay, so you want to find a husband so you can get away from me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope that you don't try to get away from me when you find a husband. I would still love to be around you.
Lies, just like the sidewalk. He lies, just like a sidewalk.
I do not lie. I'm saying I would love for you to find a husband too for yourself. I think it would make you feel more.
I want you to find a husband too.
I do.
And you know what? My prayer is that, dear Jesus, bless him with a husband, with a soulmate, with a partner, and then them with kids.
Amen.
That is my prayer. That is what I pray and ask God for daily. Because that's what I want for you. I would rather sacrifice my happiness to make sure you're happy. Because you know what? When I leave this world, you're not going to have nobody like me other than your husband or your soulmate.
Amen. Well, I don't think you should sacrifice your happiness for me at all. I think
But I'm willing to. I'm willing. No. I'm not. Listen to what I'm saying. This is how deep this is to me. I'm willing.
I think,
and you know what? And happy to do it.
you know what I think is the difference in generations here? I don't think your sacrifice, I think your sacrifice is rooted in trauma. Because I personally think that, like, you shouldn't have to sacrifice anything for another person. Like, that shouldn't be something you think of as a duality.
Because
we should both be able to find love in life.
Let
and
me
that's,
ask you a
you
question.
shouldn't have to sacrifice yours for
Is that
mine.
what Ann told you?
No, Ann's my therapist, for people who don't know.
You know, Ann is really an art therapist. You know that. So she's not really a therapist.
Okay, we're back to going through Ann and saying what Ann is and Ann
No,
isn't.
because I'm listening to what you're saying to me.
I don't feel like you should have to sacrifice your own life and love for mine. I think those two things are not mutually exclusive. You should be able to have love and life, and so should I. And I would never ask you to sacrifice your own happiness for mine. That's not something that I think is fair. And you shouldn't have to do that. Why are you looking at me like that? I don't think that's the thing. I don't think you should have to sacrifice your own happiness and love for mine.
I didn't ask you what you think.
Okay.
What I said was what I'm going to do.
Well, please don't do that. I want you to find love, and I want you to find happiness, and I will too. And I think it'll be an awesome thing, and I think you'll be a great grandma.
I know I will.
Somebody asked, do you want to have your kids around her?
Absolutely.
I said, yeah, I think she'd be a great grandma.
Let me tell you all something. When Dakota was a baby, you know, when he started crying, and I took him to a babysitter or whatever, anytime Dakota started crying, all they had to do was sing the ABC song to him, the alphabet song, and he would stop crying and just look around. You know why? Because that's what his mama did. She did it to him every day, all day long. I sang it to him. So you know what? I hear what you are saying. You're millennials.
There's a lot of people, Gen Xers, millennials.
Gen Xers, whoever.
Boomers, all kinds
all
of
them,
people.
all that and above. And guess what? Let's agree to disagree. I'm going to be an excellent grandmother. Because you know what? Many have told me, and you know, the first person to really validate me was my father. He said, if I had it to do all over again, I would choose Tammy Jo as my mother. He said he would tell everybody she's an excellent mother. And in my opinion, I'm not saying anybody else's. I did my best. I did.
Well, I think from my perspective, your dad thinking about you as being a great mother shows that you were parentified in your childhood. And I think that, you know, you deserve to heal from that parentification. And they love you. Can you give me a hug? Okay. Bye, everyone. This is the end of our YouTube.